want you kids to listen to what I'm about to say very carefully. The biggest killer of your faith in the Guru will be a lack of understanding. You'll hear people say that if you do Bad and you do Simran, nothing bad will happen to you. And they might quote Shabads like Jal girda hamare Ram kar dukh lage na pai. That not even fire can touch one who is with the Guru. Then something bad will happen in your life. And the first thing you'll think is, why did the Guru not protect me? That will be the first doubt that will enter your mind. It will be a seed of doubt that will be constantly watered every day in your thought until it becomes a tree that becomes so hard for you to remove. You will become disillusioned. Your faith in the Guru will go. But it is a lack of understanding of what the Guru is trying to tell us that leads to this. Everything is preordained. Everything is written that is supposed to happen. And why? Because of our karma. Apne karma ki gat main kya jano baba re. We might think, in this life, what bad have I done to deserve this? I've gone to the Gurudwara, I've done Path, I've done Kirtan, I've done Simran. Why has this happened to me? Your life that you're living is a consequence of all of the lives you lived up till this point. Your karma is preordained of your actions. But we can't see this. We take what we've done in this life and we think that's everything. And because of this, when something bad happens, we question. Deeper understanding will teach you, you have done something. Whether you see it now, whether you know it, you have done something. And every debt has to be written off before you can merge with your Guru. There cannot be outstanding debt. If you want to close a bank account down and you're in overdraft or you have a loan, you can't close it down. That loan is guaranteed. It is secured. You took that money out, you repay it. Our life and what happens in our life is a consequence of all of the debts we've put in and all of what we've repaid. That critical lack of understanding will be the sole thing that will destroy your faith. So understand that. If something bad happens to you, you have to learn to accept it and move on. Because Garam is a cycle. Let's say I do something bad to you. If you then do something bad to me, you've repeated the cycle. At some point, I'm going to do something bad to you again. Then you're going to do something bad to me again. And it becomes a constant repetition. However, if I do something bad to you, and you say, maybe that was my karam, I'm going to move on. Forget it. You've broken the cycle. This is the importance of understanding the depth of the message that Guru is trying to give us. In that one line is that depth. This child has been forgiven by the Supreme Lord God. This child. Here's the next bit of depth. Child. The more Simran and Path and Kirtan we do, the more we big ourselves up. We start to make ourselves bigger than who we are in our mind. We start to think of ourselves as something special. We are nothing but a child. And we need to remember that to keep our humility, to keep our ego down. Because Satguru Mera Sada Dayalla Mohideen ko rakh liya, Katya rog mahasukh paya har amrit mukh naam diya. The true Guru is merciful and he has saved me the meek one. He has cured me of my diseases, and I have obtained the greatest peace. He has placed the ambrosial name of the Lord in my mouth. Cut the bonds, cured me of my disease. What are the bonds and the disease that Guru is referring to? Kaam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. Ego, attachment, lust, anger, these are diseases. Anak paap mere par harya, bandhan kaate mukt paye, andhkoop maha korte mahapakar gur kaadli. He has washed away my countless sins and cut away my bonds, and now I am liberated. He has taken me by the arm and pulled me out of the terrible deep dark pit. The bonds that I've just mentioned. The pit. What is the pit? The pit is our own mind. There is nothing in this world that will make your life dark. Nothing can happen to you in life that will affect you if you don't let it. This deep dark pit that Guruji has pulled us out from is our desires, is the lust, is the anger, is the greed, the attachment, the pride that we have kept ourselves in. It is the belief in the world and our attachment to the world and what we see. But this world is an illusion. Your soul spans far longer than your life ever will. When the Guru has pulled you out of that deep dark pit, the darkest pit that we have, that we live in, is ignorance. That is the darkest pit. Because that pit of ignorance will not let you see reality. It will keep you tied down in anger, in attachment. And this anger and attachment and ego and pride and lust and greed will keep your mind and your heart and your soul racing 24/7 on a hamster wheel. You will find no peace. Because where there is this ego and this attachment, there cannot be Guru. It's impossible. This has to be lost to create space for the Guru. When a cup is full, you can't pour anything else in it. Nothing else can go into that cup. We need to learn to empty our cup. Empty all of those negative values and attributes that filled us, so that the Guru can fill it with divine attributes. Is this making sense? Is what I'm saying making sense to you guys? Yeah? We have to allow ourselves to remove the ignorance in our mind, to let the Guru fill it with wisdom. Nirpau pe sagal pau mitya rakhe rakhn hare, aisi daat teri prabh mere karj sagal savare, gun nidan sahib man mela sarn paya nanak sohila. I have become fearless and all my fears have been erased. The Saviour Lord has saved me. Such is your generosity, O my God, that you have resolved all my affairs. My mind has met with my Lord and Master, the treasure of excellence. Taken to his sanctuary, Nanak has become blissful. So remember what I started with. The biggest killer in your faith will be your lack of understanding. Nothing else. Nothing else can kill your faith in the Guru. Nothing else can take your peace. Nothing else can take your happiness. No matter what is happening. You have to learn, when something has happened to you, to let it go. Because everything you hold on to is a weight that holds you down. And over life, we're gathering these rocks of things happening to us, things we've seen, things that are said to us, things we've said, things that are done. And we are carrying this backpack with us. And as we're getting older, we are accruing more and more and more weight. And it gets harder and harder and harder to shift. You have to let go. And you have to accept. If you want to find peace. Does that make sense? Yeah? So we'll do a little bit of Simran. And then hopefully we'll do another side. Vaheguru Vaheguru, Vaheguru, When we're doing Simran, when I mentioned earlier about the biggest killer of our faith being ourselves, and the biggest ignorance, the biggest darkest pit that we will find ourselves in is ignorance. This is the value of Simran. Because in Simran, it is not just Naam Japana, it is not just the reciting of Waheguru, 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 but it is the reflection, it is the contemplation. What is it that our Guru is trying to tell us? And how are we living our life? Every time we are saying Waheguru, 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 our conscious, our focus should be on our Guru. It should be on the Shabad. And in reflection, we must ask ourselves, look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what qualities do we embody? Do we embody the divine qualities that the Guru wants from us? Or do we embody those negative and destructive attributes that lead us down into that deep dark pit? Do we display hatred or love? Do we show judgment or forgiveness? What side of this coin are we showing in our life? On that day, this is why daily Simran is so important, because on that day you must ask yourself, what did I do today? How much of my time did I waste? Because Sankaji, the most precious commodity any of us will have is time. We value money more than time. We spend our time and our health to earn money, and then we spend our money to fix our health. And we stay in this cycle, this destructive cycle, until we find ourselves on our deathbed. And like Guru Tegh Bahadur says in his Salok, now when you got to this stage, what Simran are you going to do? What seva are you going to do? When your body is aching, when you have no energy, you have spent your life in pursuit of material goods, and now on your deathbed you think that you want to do Simran, and you think that now you're going to do seva. Or you ask any elderly person, can they sit there now in the Divan hall and listen to Kirtan for 3-4 hours in a row? Their knees, they can't do it. Their back, they can't do it. You ask that old person, can they now wash dishes for hours on end? That 80, 90-year-old sit there and be like, I can't stand. My knees are hurting. My elbows hurt. I don't have the energy. So what seva and simran are we going to do then? It is now. Now is the time. All of us on our head have got a clock ticking that we can't see. Every single one of us do not know when our last second is going to be. We assume we are going to reach 80, 90, 100 years old. We assume. And in that assumption, we push everything we should be doing to the side and say, when I'm older, I will do this. When I'm older, I will do that. Sangaji, the time is now. There is no time like the present. Every day when we do our simran, we have to reflect on ourselves. We have to change ourselves, because when we change ourselves, then we allow the Shabad to enter us. Then all the blessings that Guru wants to give us, we can receive. But we have to be ready to receive them. So Sangaji, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, whether it's 15 minutes, every day, do some simran. And while you're reciting Waheguru, 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 with your focus on the Guru, reflect on yourself and ask yourself, did I hurt anyone today? Did I put anyone down today? Did I judge anyone today? If so, I can't do that tomorrow. And ask yourself, did I help anyone today? Did I pick anyone up today? Did I give anyone guidance? Did I use my light and my vision to light someone else's path? And push them towards a path of happiness and peace. Push them on the right journey. And if so, you must do it more tomorrow. This is reflective practice. This is in every profession they teach you this, worldly. And spiritually is the same. So Sangaji, please join in with me while we do Simran today. Let's do it together. And while we do it, reflect on yourselves. Reflect on the message. Reflect on the Guru. Every time you're walking to work, every step you're taking, Guru, in the back of your mind. Keep this like a cycle, because what we fill our mind with, Sangaji, becomes what grows in our life. The mind is so important. And what we expose the mind to is the route it goes. So Sangaji, let's do Simran together. Sing as loud as you can. And while you're singing, reflect on yourself, reflect on the Shabad, and reflect on who we are, where we should be, and what we should be doing. Waheguru, 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 Guru, Guru, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Sangati. When I mention ignorance being the biggest killer of faith, where do we get that depth of understanding? It's in the Sangati. When Guruji paints us the picture, he puts every piece in there to fit together like a puzzle. So our faith isn't destroyed, we need understanding. And to get understanding, we must find the Sangha. So whenever you have an opportunity, as much time as you can give, be it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, come into the Sangha. Find the company of those who have the deeper understanding. Those Gursikh who are attuned to the Shabad, who are joined with the Shabad. Come in the presence of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji and listen to the Shabad. Every Shabad we hear from Guruji is giving us a message. It's giving us an instruction. And that instruction is to pull us out of our ignorance. To show us the light, so to speak. Show us the truth. Show us the reality. So that our ignorance, our negative perceptions don't draw us into a deep dark pit. And what is that dark pit? What most of the world is suffering from. Anxiety, depression, anger, loneliness. The direct consequence of that dark pit of our own negative emotions, our ego, lust, attachment, pride, all of the things that Guruji tries to break away from us, all those bonds that hold us down, because we keep hold of them, the direct result of that is what we all feel and suffer from, what most of the world suffers from. So come into the Sangha, get the blessings of the Guru, get the blessings of the Sangha, of those Gursikh, get the understanding. And from that understanding, our ignorance will be dispelled. And when our ignorance goes and we allow the Guru's light to come into us and shine into us, and we see the reality for what it is, then nothing can touch us. Because the direct consequence, our only pain that we can suffer is the pain in our own mind and the pain that we give ourselves. There is no other form of pain. So Sangatji, do as much Simran as you can do at home, as much reflection. Because every step you take, even if it's one step, by the end of the year, will make a world of difference in your lives. It's consistency. If you can take one step, take one step. If you can take two, take two. If you can do 5 minutes of Simran, do 5 minutes. If you can do half an hour, do half an hour. If you even read one line of Gurbani every night and try and understand it, reflect upon it and implement it into your lives, by the end of the year, you would have made so much change in your life that you will feel the difference. Because this change that Guruji wants to give us is not magical. It will not happen like this. We have lifetimes of conditioning in us that we need to remove, and we clean that dirt off through Shabad. Through the Shabad, our mind and our heart becomes clean. So Sangati, every little you can do, no matter how much or how little, do it. Because through this change, Sangati, and only through this change and implementation, will we be able to realize the peace that Guruji wants to give us. राम की महला तीजा आनंद निकोंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आनंद प्यारे माए सतगुरु मैं पाया सतगुर का पाया सहज सिद्ध मन बचिया बताया राग रतन परवार बरिया शब्द का बढ़िया सब दोस्त का गो हरि के मन दिली बसाया Yeah.